There are two type of sequential circuit exist based on their construction, and this type of sequential circuit is determined by their clock pulse. The one clock circuits are used as the external clocks, and it pass the output to the input in synchronous way, whereas the name suggests asynchronous means the output is fed back to the input not in a synchronous manner, that is asynchronous manner. For synchronous sequential circuit, the clock acts as a valve like that after some time duration or after some the clock pulse, it pass to the main input block. The main block of any logic circuit is combination circuit. So the combination circuit is the common for all. Look at the construction carefully. Here the memory is used, the flip-flop. Here a time delay element is used. So this is the basic difference between the synchronous sequential circuit and asynchronous sequential circuit. So let we go through the details. Look at this is the synchronous counter. Look at the clock is connected to all. Okay, clock is connected to all, but in case of asynchronous counter, it is example of asynchronous decade counter. Here the clock is first trigger it, and these are all internal triggering. Means this clock pulse is the output of this Q. This clock is the output of this Q, and this clock is the output of its preceding block, and it's trigger this AND gate. So the difference is clearly observed that the clock is connected to all block. Here the clock only connected into the first block, and others are taken from this queue. So let's go to the details differentiation between the synchronous sequential circuit and asynchronous sequential circuit. So as the name suggests, that both synchronous and asynchronous sequential circuit are the type of sequential circuit which uses feedback for the next output generation. However, on the basis of the type of this feedback, both circuit can be get differentiation. Like the synchronous sequential circuit are digital sequential circuit in which the feedback to the input for the next output generation is governed by the clock signal. On the other hand, the asynchronous sequential circuit are digital sequential circuit in which the feedback to the input for next output generation is not governed by the clock signal. Here the in synchronous sequential circuit, the memory unit which being get used by is clock flip-flop. In the other hand, uh, this is the unclock flip-flop time delay memory element is used in asynchronous sequential circuit. The state of the synchronous sequential circuit always predictable, and thus it is reliable. On the other hand, the state of this asynchronous circuit is not predictable. The state, because of the time difference between the arrivals of input and the output, so this may be arise the racing condition. The complexity, it is easy to design in the synchronous sequential circuit. However, in the other hand, due to the presence of feedback among the logic gate causes the instability. Issues making of the design of asynchronous sequential circuit is more difficult. Due to the propagation delay of the clock signal, because this clock is appear here and this may take time, so due to the propagation delay of the clock signal in reaching all element of the circuit in the synchronous sequential circuit are slower in its operation speed, because this is the time taken to reach the each block for triggering. And other hand, the synchronous circuit, there is no clock signal delay. These are the first compared to the synchronous sequential circuit, but the delay is arise due to this block, but in such a directly there are no delay in the clock, because this clock is feeded only here, not every block, but this clock is feeded in every flip-flop block. So these are the major difference between the synchronous counter and asynchronous counter or synchronous sequential circuit and asynchronous sequential circuit. The synchronous sequential circuit are used in counter shift registered memory unit. On the other hand, the asynchronous circuits are used in low power and high speed operation such as simple microprocessor, digital signal processing unit, communication system, like that. Thank you.